Alrighty, let's get started with today's session. We have a very experienced guest with us today. We're joined by Miss Anusha Priyalini, who is a qualified education consultant. She's a QEAC registered counselor at Aussizz Group, Elizabeth Street branch. She's well versed in bringing resolutions for various complex student admission scenarios, and she has a great knowledge about all sorts of intakes, courses, institutions, scholarships, etc. So she's extremely skilled at understanding your needs and recommending the best possible education pathways for you. So thank you, Anusha, for joining us today, and welcome on board.
Thank you, Riddhi. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session, which is about fabrication, welding, wall and floor tiling courses. So without any further delay, let's get into the topic. So as you all know, today's topic about fabrication and welding and wall and floor tiling courses and their career pathways. So we'll know about the study options and career prospects in welding. So as Riddhi mentioned earlier, there is we have a contest, the bumper contest, which is when you post a very descriptive, the person who posts a descriptive feedback on the comment section below will be winning a cash prize of $500. For the second winner, it's $300, and for the third, it's $250. So don't miss this opportunity. Make sure you tag your friends and use the hashtag Education Summit 2022 on education hashtag Aussizz Group. There's also giveaway alert for PT, IELTS, and CCL online coaching. So don't miss this opportunity. Please make sure you leave a feedback on the comment section below. So let's get into the topic now. So today we are going to cover these topics. We will learn what is fabrication and welding and wall and floor tiling courses, and what are the courses to study to become a welder or a floor tiler. What is the job market like, and what are the colleges offering this course around Australia, and the tuition fees, entry requirements, mode of teaching, and career prospects for this course. So what is fabrication and welding? Uh, to give you a simple answer, anything that's manufacturing or crafting, an individual product into one single product is called fabrication. If you see metal fabrication or welding, where metal you cut and mold and bend the metal and assemble it, that's called metal fabrication. So even with welding, so what are the courses needed to become a welder or a metal fabricator? So not many students are aware of this, that because I've had a lot of students whenever they visit the office, not many students are aware of the course that is involved to become a welder. A lot of students have the job opportunities, they will be working in the industry, but they don't know what is the qualification needed to become a welder. So to all the students, this is the qualification you need. You need to study certificate 3 and 4 engineering fabrication trade. That's the name of the course, engineering fabrication trade. And you need an Australian qualification level 3 and Australian qualification level 4. So now we'll talk about the course structure. This course will give you the knowledge and skills required to work in the metals and engineering industry. You will learn to make and repair steel and other metal products. And the skills associated with this qualification are you can apply in wide range of engineering work undertaken in the fields of refrigeration, air conditioning and instrumentation. You can use in robotics, watchmaking and clock services and repair. So where you can use in quite a few industries the skills that you will gain through this course. And these are the courses, these are the colleges offering this course for the engineering fabrication trade. We have Baxter Institute, we have Australian Institute of Engineering, and Superior Training Center, and Intech Institute of Technology. So these are the institutes offering this course around Australia. For Victoria, we have Baxter, Australian Institute of Engineering. And for New South Wales and Queensland, we have Intake of Technology and Superior Training Centre. So when you search in the internet, there you can see a lot of providers offering this course, but not many providers offer this course to international students. So you have to make sure, you have to keep in mind that what colleges are offering this course for international students, and Baxter Institute is one of them. You will speak to Swati from Baxter Institute will guide you further about the course structure and the institute and the tuition fee and everything in after my session. So moving forward, what are the entry requirements to study this course, Certificate 3 in Engineering Fabrication Trade? Okay, so you must be 18 years minimum or older, and then you should be completing at year 12 or high school level qualification. And coming to IELTS and PTE score, you need a minimum of 5.5 in IELTS, and PTE 45 is minimum requirement for international student. So if your PTE or IELTS is expired, you can still study this course by taking an English placement test offered by the college. So each provider has their own English placement test, which is a basic beginner level English test. You can attempt this test online, and your English IELTS or PTE requirement will be waived off. And coming to students must also successfully complete an LLM test to confirm the ability to effectively undertake the course. LLM test is a literacy, language, and numerical test. It involves writing, reading, and oral communication. It's similar to IELTS or PTE, but a very beginner level English test that most of the students can complete it. Okay, so this program is designed to be delivered through classroom-based delivery, and student must have the ability to attend the scheduled sessions as per the timetable. So because trade courses are included with theory and practical classes, so you will have face-to-face classes, and then you will have online sessions as well. Considering the current scenario, the classes I think are running online for the theory sessions. For practical sessions, you will have to attend the practical sessions at the end of the course. So these are the entry requirements to study the Certificate 3 in Engineering Fabrication Trade. And coming to the duration. So for Certificate 3 is 63 weeks. When I speak about duration, each provider has different durations. I mean, they have their own, they have different durations for each provider. So you can study this course Certificate 3 in 63 weeks. Some providers run this course for 52 weeks. So it all depends on each provider. Even for Certificate 4, it's 52 weeks to 80 weeks. Okay, so and if you're in 485, you have an option to fast track the course. You can study fast track if you're on 485, that is temporary graduate visa. If you have lesser duration left for your visa and you want to complete the course within 1 year, or in 1 year, you can still do it. There are some providers who can fast track the course for you. Coming to the class schedules, the providers have weekday and weekend classes. Most of the providers have monthly intakes. Some of them do not have monthly intakes. They have specific intakes available. In order to know which intake you want to go ahead with, you can always get in touch with us and we will help you get the admission. And you can also study this course concurrently. Concurrently in the sense, if you are studying a master's or a bachelor's course, or if you are already studying a different course, you can also study certificates of engineering fabrication trade along with your principal course, the course you are already been granted visa. So you can study together. There are some providers who can accept concurrent study options as well. Coming to the tuition fee, the minimum is 11,000 to 13,000 AUD for certificate 3. So again, tuition fee varies with each provider. Some providers have 13,000, some providers run it for $11,000. Okay, and this is for students who are looking to move to regional campus and to gain more extra points, you have a regional campus option available as well. Moving forward, now we will look into the statistics of the employment for welders in Australia for the past 10 years and coming 5 years. Okay, so if you see the graph here, there is no major decline. The graph is looks steady here. If you see in 2010, it started off with 75,000 75,000, and then if you see in 2017 it is more than 75,000. If you see in coming future in 2025 it will be around 60 to 75,000. At the moment, we don't have current data for 2021 and 2022 and 23, but in coming future, it's still going to be high, and there are good chances that you can find job as a welder in Australia. Now, if you look at the state statistics, so this is the state statistics for welders. If you see for New South Wales and Victoria and Queensland and Western Australia, it is about 10%. Obviously, Queensland, New South Wales is more than, and Victoria is more than 20%. So that means there are high job opportunities and the employability is really high in these states. Again, you will know more about each state's requirement and the 190 and 491 criteria and everything in the next session, which is conducted by Navjot, the migration agent. So you will know more about each state and their 190 and 491 requirements in the coming session. So this is the state statistics for the employability as welders. And you see that Canberra, South Australia and Northern Territory is below 10%. But for New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland, Western Australia, it's really good compared to other occupations. Now, if you see the weekly earnings for other occupations and welders, you can see that for other occupation, it's 1460 per week. For welders, it's 1541. So there is a good pay rate for welders. I think your paycheck would never be a problem if you are planning to become a welder. So are there any job opportunities for welders? And metal fabricators. With federal and state government introducing or bringing forward infrastructure projects, the construction industry and therefore the technician and the trade workers will always remain an important source of jobs for Australians now and into the future. As you know, the construction industry is always booming and they always have projects and always on the trade workers and technicians always on demand. An analysis by the National Skills Commission in 2021 skills priority list indicated shortages on most common in the technicians and the trade workers occupation group, with 42% of assessed occupations in shortage. Electricians, chef, and metal fabricators are all large employing occupations which are in shortage and have high projected future demand. So when there is a shortage of trade workers or a metal fabricator, when there is a shortage of those employers, there's high chances of employability in future. So since there is a shortage, it's easy to find jobs in as a welder and a metal fabricator in coming futures. So will there be future opportunities? Demand is likely to be going for technicians and trade workers. Given their role within the economy, there will always be demand for these workers who can build, construct, fix, and amend, which is welders or metal fabricators and construction industry. Now, so we have learned about welding and the course and everything about the core structure. Now we will learn about wall and floor tiling course. Okay, the occupation is wall and floor tiler or roof tiler. Once you finish the course, you can work as a wall and floor tiler or roof tiler. So this course, this qualification provides a trade. So qualification that you can study to become a wall and floor tiler is Certificate 3 in wall and floor tiling. Okay, you can package it with Certificate 4 as well and Diploma in Building and Construction to be eligible for 485. But in order to get the skill assessment, you can study just Certificate 3 in wall and floor tiling. So this qualification provides a trade outcome in wall and floor tiling in the residential commercial construction industry. This course provides you with hands-on skills and knowledge that enables you to carry out a wide range of tasks in the tiling industry. So this course's duration is 52 weeks, which is 1 year, and the tuition fee is around $11,000 minimum. Again, the tuition fee varies with different providers. So coming to the providers around Australia, we have Oceania Polytechnic Institute and Holmes Lane for Victoria. And in New South Wales, we have New Era Institute, Duke College, Oceania Polytechnic Institute again, and TAFE New South Wales. For Tasmania, we have Liberty Construction College. For South Australia, we have Skills Training Australia and Liberty Construction College again. Queensland, we have Spencer College, Australian Liberty College. For Western Australia, we have Skills Training Australia. Again, if you go into the internet, you can find many providers offering this course, but not all providers offer for international students. So these are the providers which offer the course for international students. So you can take notes of these colleges. Coming to the employment graph for wall and floor tilers or roof tilers, you can see that for the past 10 years and the coming 5 years, it has been really good. In 2010, it was around 20,000. In 2017 and 2018, in 2016, I think there was a really high employability of 24,000, more than 24,000. And in coming future as well, by 2025, it is going to be around 20,000. So again, there is a high demand for wall and floor tilers in coming future as well. So there are good job opportunities in future. So floor tilers and roof tilers, they work in different industries. So compared to other industries, if you can see here, the construction industry is on high demand. There are more people working in the construction industry. That's more than 95% compared to trade, administrative, and manufacturing and other industries, which is below 15%. So as I told you earlier, you have a high demand for these for these courses for the wall and floor tilers and welding in coming future. So if you are thinking, if you have a passion to study this course, or if you have a job opportunity that is waiting for you, you're working in the similar industry as a welder or a roof tiler or a wall and floor tiler, I think this is a good opportunity for you. You can study this course. For welders, you can study Certificate 3 in Engineering Fabrication Trade, and for roof tilers or wall and floor tilers, you can study Certificate 3 in Wall and Floor Tiling. And complete this course in 1 year and get your skill assessed, and you can work in the similar industry. You will always find job opportunities. Okay, so if you want to know more about the PR pathways or the state requirements for these courses and these occupations, you can attend the next session, which is conducted by Mr. Navjot Singh and Neha, or the migration agents. They will guide you about the 190 and 491 requirements for these courses and for these occupations, and they will tell you what are the requirements for each state. So you will know more about the PR pathways in the coming session. So make sure you don't miss that session. So, and also if you got any questions, please don't hesitate to comment down below and we will be able to get back to you.
Thank
Thank you so
much,
much.
Anusha. Just wanted to share that we're joined by Swati Jain from Baxter Institute as well. So Swati, welcome to you as well. Please share some insights with us about the fabrication and welding courses that are available, and what are the current courses in progress, and how students can go about with enrollment, etc.
Thank you, Riddhi, and thank you, Anusha, for the detailed description about the qualification. I'm going to share my screen and present something. There are a few things that I might rectify because in recent RTOs has received some information about the engineering qualification which has changed, which has not been published in the market yet because it's still under process. So at the end of the session, I will just rectify a few things. Just give me 1 second. Let me share my screen. Just confirm me if everybody is able to see it.
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay, so as advised by Anusha and Riddhi that Baxter Institute, we run various qualification, but one of the top selling qualification of ours is engineering. It's in extreme high demand. I'm running more than 400 students batch and every month I have high demand request going on. to the point that it's get difficult to actually form the batches for the student. So I'm just going to start with an overview of our institute. At Baxter, we have more than 20 years of industrial experience, and most of our qualification are trade-based qualification. So we have a different level of experience. The trainers, they are minimum 20, 25 years experience that are teaching the students. We have a very dynamic method of vocational training. More than 1,000+ students are at the institute at any given point. You can understand over the period of 20 years how many students we have passed through. We run through a blended qualification in which the major emphasis is on practicals. That is 40% would be theory and 60% would be practicals. All trade qualification are designed in a way that the concentration is more towards the practical knowledge. We give additional language literacy and numeracy support to students from different nationalities. We have about 21 different nationality students studying at the institute, specifically if I talk about engineering. And the qualifications are designed in a way that it will provide you an edge in the market. We keep on changing our units if required, based upon the demand of the market. Now, Baxter is a part of a education group known as ATMC Education Group, which runs 2 different colleges under it. One is Baxter, one is ATMC. Under Baxter, we have automotive engineering, accounting, and English, whereas under ATMC, we do English, business, information technology, and childhood education and care. We are going to concentrate only on engineering today. Now, one of the biggest thing why students should study at Baxter. Now, we have centralized located campus that's in CBD, in North Melbourne, and in South Bank. Our engineering campus is in North Melbourne, 5 minutes away from the train station and literally 11 minutes away from CBD itself. It's accessible by there's a tram station 5 minutes away, there are train station 5 minutes away. So it's very easily accessible to students. We have flexible intake monthly, flexible timetables. We're running weekday and weekend classes, but as mentioned, it's depending upon condition, like as if our batch for the weekend gets full, we cannot give you a space in that matter. So it's first come, first serve basis. And we have flexible payment plans as well. It can be monthly, quarterly, or half yearly, depending upon the student's requirement. We prefer quality over quantity. We do not push more than 15 students per trainer because these qualifications are high risk qualifications. So we need students to understand each and every component of the qualification in depth. We provide very dynamic support through the marketing officers as well as the student support. So in case if you're not able to get in touch with the student support team or anybody, the marketing officers are readily available. You can come down to the office. One of the marketing officer will always be there to help you out. Now, what kind of supports do we provide? We have English support classes for the students if they need it. We have multilingual staff. So students from different nationality, when they enter into the country, if they are hesitant to talk to other people, we have multilingual staff who can definitely address your issues. We have industrial partnerships and our own campuses, which have all the necessity required to actually experience that industry, have that industry experience with you. So while working at the workshop, it will be the complete environment will be like you're working at a job itself. Now, starting with the Certificate 4 of Engineering, what I mentioned initially that there are certain changes. Certificate 3 of Engineering has been superseded by the government for international students. It will be running for this year only, and by the end of this year, the qualification would not be continued for international students anymore. But the good thing is the entire qualification of Cert 3 is embedded into Cert 4 itself. The only difference is that the qualification is a bit longer when it comes to Cert 4. I've checked with VETSS, I've checked with TRA, both the bodies will accept Certificate 4 for skill assessment of the students. So let's start with Certificate 4 itself. So this qualification is built to provide you knowledge required for higher engineering trade person within metal, engineering, manufacturing, and associated industries. This is a leading edge course focused on current technology. You will be prepared to gain entry into technician and supervision position into the industry. The construction, like mentioned by Anusha, construction, engineering, and fabrication industry are some of the largest industry for employment within Australia. I recently came across an article in which I was able to observe that there is a 7.2% hike by 2025, specifically for the fabrication industry demands. Now, coming to what kind of outcomes you can attain through this qualification, there are fewer that I have mentioned here. Some of them can be directly attained. Some of them you have to further go for a bachelor study or something. So, like for example, I will give you welder, fitter welder, a metal fabricator, sheet metal fabricator, blacksmith, pressure welder, mechanical engineer technician. These are some qualifications. These are some job opportunity which you can directly enter into after completing your qualification of Cert 4. But certain things like maintenance, it depends upon what kind of industry you are entering into. You might have to do some specialization. Mechatronic, robotics, these are certain areas in which you will have edge over the others because you have completed Certificate 4 of Engineering. And if you're planning to do a bachelor in future into these principal qualifications, you will get first year exempted. I have given this presentation to Aussizz group. If you need any further information, you can definitely ask it from them. Now, coming to the location, we are located for the engineering qualification in North Melbourne, Arden Street. It's very nearby. The duration of the qualification is 80 weeks, but the tuition duration is 60. So in total, including the holiday period, it will cover 80 weeks of duration, which within next 4 months, we are planning to change to 94 weeks so that a student are able to experience the TR possibility directly through Certificate 4 qualification itself. They don't have to opt for another one. It's a blended delivery. It's a face-to-face and online. Like mentioned, under the current circumstances, we are doing the theory classes online, but the practical classes cannot be done online. It has to be face-to-face at the North Melbourne campus. The entry requirement for the qualification are minimum year 11. The students should be at least 18 years of age. You need to complete a PTR. PTR is basically a combination of pre-training questionnaire. It's just like a simple form that you will be filling up, like your future plans, what are you expecting out of this qualification, why you are joining, these kind of question. And like mentioned, a language literacy and numeracy assessment. Now, LLN is quite similar to an aptitude test that we perform. Its main motive is to understand when a trainer is trying to teach you something and is communicating in English, are you able to understand the question? After understanding the question, are you able to respond appropriately to that question? So this is the motive of LLM that we are trying to find out. We're not trying to find out whether you have a level 8 English or not. Pathway, this qualification can lead to a diploma of engineering, technical or mechanical trade. We are offering currently technical, keeping in mind that student is upgrading to a different level, so they should have something different to study as well. I'm going to tell you a bit more about the diploma of engineering qualification. Now, Diploma of Engineering is designed for those who wants to work as an engineering technician, carrying out tasks like engineering, designing, quality control and monitoring, these kind of tasks. More of a desk job rather than a hands-on work. You will be learning on how to organize and communicate information, master a range of computer application and technology, and to apply mathematical techniques in manufacturing, engineering, or related environment. So I give you a small example for this is, let's say I have few students who work as a boiler maker. Now, when it comes to boiler maker, like anybody who is opting for this, they have different requirement, different dimension, different size, different lengths. So this is designed on the softwares that you will be learning in your Diploma of Engineering. The basic design of anything that a fabricator has to weld, mold, or create, it starts from a system and a AutoCAD design. Now, AutoCAD teaches you the 3D solid modeling using the computer aided designing, CAD, which is referred to as, which will be taught to you in Diploma of Engineering in depth. Now, some of the outcomes of Diploma of Engineering are engineering technician design, engineering technician quality and assurance, engineering supervisor, project manager, planner, non-destructive testing technician, mechanical engineer technician, marine vessel designer, and mechatronic technician. Now, the last two outcomes that I've mentioned, marine vessel designer and mechatronics technician, for these two, you do have to go into specialized studies further, but other you can actually attain a direct. All of this depend upon while after completing the qualification, which kind of company you get your job into and what are they specialized into. So they based upon that, some could be boiler makers, some could be sheet metal fabricators, some could be blacksmith. I have a student who work in jewelry designing as well, because after working in metal fabrication, he has worked in jewelry designing. I have a student who works for furniture designing, high-end furniture designing. I have a sample of his work as well further. I'm going to show you a bit of again, location is 104 Franklin Street within the city itself. It's a 52 weeks qualification and it's completely face-to-face. There is no online classes available. Entry requirement is 100% similar to that of your certificate 3. So you have year 11 minimum, 18 years of experience, completion of PTR, pre-training review and LLM. Qualification it can lead to is higher education qualification in the principle that you wish to. Majorly students opt for robotics and mechanical trade further when they go for bachelor's in this after this qualification. Now, this is some of the work I can show you. My students who have cleared the qualification after completing, they're working into the field. So all these bases that you can see for the machine designing and everything, entire base structure that is created by one of our students. You can see up close as well. So once you complete this qualification, you will be capable enough to actually construct all this by yourself. The student I was talking about furniture designing, he designed high-end furnitures. This is all done by one of our students. On the right-hand side, you can see the internal structure of a freight that we, like a container, metal container through which ships transfer their products from like one country to another. So one of the students work into construction of these frames. Besides that, very common industry the students are in. You have caravans. They built up a rooftop of caravans. They connect the caravans to the back, the connectors that are developed. So at any given time, I have 4 to 6 companies contacting me, asking me for my database for passed out students so that they can offer them jobs. 95% of my students studying this qualification are already working in the industry. They are working. And like Anusha said, the pay scale starts from $30 an hour and goes up to $65 an hour within the first 3 years of your experience. It's an extremely high paid qualification. I'm just going to play a quick video for you so that you can have a look at the campus and experience from one of our students. So in like whole, I've given you a basic gist of the. If you have any questions, please let me know.
Thank you so much, Swati and Anusha, for giving us insights on the various courses, how students can apply, and all the other details. And for those of you who joined us this morning, thank you so much. We'd appreciate your feedback. I am going to drop a link in our chat box right now, so you can leave your feedback using that link. If you enjoyed this session and whatever sessions you'd like to see from us in the future, you can let us know using that link. Post this session at 1 o'clock, we have the fabrication and welding program, as well as the future skill assessment and future stay pathways in Australia. So I'm going to drop the upcoming session links as well. So if you're interested, please make sure to join those as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of the Education Summit. We look forward to seeing your participation in the remaining 2 days, tomorrow and day after as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Riddhi. Thank you, everyone.